pretty confident I'll hear it if it falls off. Or it'll be like those cartoons where they're rolling barrels down the stairs for people to trip over.
Most excited I've been about a trip in a very long time. With that, a little less anxious than the other one.
So I'm headed north, currently in Pureora. Unfortunately the lighting at the moment is terrible to show just how spectacular this place is. Heaps of bird life, which is why I enjoy it, and I can have a fire which has been way too long, so I've got the camp oven out and just going to chill out for the night because it's back on the road again tomorrow. 7 nights, this will be the longest trip that I've taken since 2017. Longest breakaway from work, so I'm quite excited about this because I can get to places that I haven't been able to get to. One of those places, Shall I Get There, I haven't been to for 25 years. Now I plan on going to the first place that I ever went camping, which has stuck in my mind ever since. Roast is on. Check it in 35 minutes. So that's how long it took last time, and I'm sure this fire must be the same. So this camp spot's just slightly down from the main camping area, which is a little bit more rough, but it's a bit quieter. Unfortunately, there's a heap of broken glass. Been waiting for this for a very long time. Since the last roast lamb at Waikoko Valley. Not disappointed. Shortly after leaving camp, I graced with the famous Waikato fog. As luck would have it, as I crossed the Hotoritori plains and towards the Coromandel, I was greeted with a picture-perfect day. Passing the holiday spots, I pushed on to where I felt more at home, somewhere where the roads are gravel and the people are few. Following the coast, with the Pinnacles coming into flower, it was beginning to feel like I were embarking on the quintessential Kiwi summer holiday. Arriving at Fantail Bay, it was time to begin to refresh a hazy memory. A memory of the first place that I ever camped.
Those rocks are so slippery, which is why I'm intending on going in the bay where the stingrays are, but those stingrays are kind of a no from me. But damn, that was good. I would like to stay in there longer, but those stingrays have kind of put the shits up me. They're a little bit too close for comfort.
So the problem as it stands is there's a little bit of cloud that's coming over. Doesn't look like a great deal at the moment, but it's been enough to wipe out the 1 to 2 bars of signal that I've had. But the last time I looked at the weather forecast, which was about half an hour ago before this arrived, lots of incoming rain in the morning.
Well, they said it was going to happen, and it's happening. That said, I don't have a plan, I just have a list of ideas of places I would like to visit. Ultimately, it's about capturing moments. Unexpected moments are much better than the ones that you planned, because the fantasy is always better than the reality. Speaking of planning, had I planned on it raining, I would have brought new windscreen wipers yesterday. Well, I thought about it. Taking photos on days like this is a little more challenging, especially when you get people that come and park right in your frame of view. So hopefully I got the shot. Tips for exploring is near in a settlement, and there is name of settlement Wharf Road. That'll take you to a wharf. Same with Station Road, will generally take you to the railway station if it still exists. But that was quite an unexpected find, a little wharf out at the bay there. Not much remains of it, but very cool nonetheless. So keep your followers' eyes peeled. Western side of the Coromandel Peninsula. Not been there, not by road, so today seems like a perfect day to get there. Where's he gonna go? Should have the road to myself now, at least no grader. On a clear day, I bet the views are amazing. Today's not that day. So typically I won't stop on the side of the road to pick up rubbish when I see it, because I would never get anywhere. But it's a bit too much to ignore. And as always, it's never just what you see. Challenge of the day has become where I'm going to camp.
Way 25, signs for Whitianga.
Without wasting too much fuel or too much time.
Continue on State Highway 25 for 26 kilometers.
So I'm heading back across the coast to what I believe is the cheapest campground in the area, and I'll get a shower and I won't have to cook in the rain. So let's see how that goes. If you don't like the vibes, don't stay there. That looked like a people farm, if ever there was one, which some people might enjoy. I won't. Not that I'm enjoying more driving at the moment because they're boring roads again, but already I'm reminded why I don't like suburbia. Campsite I passed about lunchtime that kind of wish that I had stayed at, but it was way too early. See what the 309 road is all about and try and find somewhere to camp. So I decided to stop my time lapse about 10 kilometres in. It's a road. There's no different to any of the roads done in the early part of the day, except for this one's a bit better maintained. Trying to scope out somewhere to stealth camp if I can. Just had a bit of a strange experience. What looked like a Triton with no windows, doing a multiple point turn to go back to sort of where I were, and so not so keen on that. They just looked even more suspicious than I do. Miss all the best things on the highways. Highways are dull. That's just perked my mood, something chronic. Made to camp at Docks Hotoritori, I think I've pronounced that correctly. Campsite in the Coromandel Valley, just out of Thames, and yet again it is raining. So just about to cook dinner, but first I'm picking up someone else's shit. Someone's peeled their pear and left it behind, which looks super shit and I can't ignore it. So with that done, it is time to try and cook some dinner, and cooking it outside might not be an option. Larry Chen impersonator today. Getting up to Pinnacles hut, they reckon it's about 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. Then another 50 minutes up to the pinnacle itself. Starting to get busy, so trying to beat all of that too. Billy Goat Falls. So that is officially the highest waterfall in the North Island. So recently, while researching for Beyond the Highway 3 and some future ones as well, I found that waterfalls are a little bit vague in terms of their heights. A lot of conflicting information out there, but that is actually official, so that's quite cool. Just past the junction for Billy Goat Track, which was my intention to head back that way, but I see that the bridge over the Coromandel River is out and they recommend don't attempt after wet weather. Yesterday's weather I would consider wet, and having seen the river and that one of the fords just down from the campsite last night was well underwater. It's a bit of a shame because that's been on the list for a very long time, just because the name of the track's cool. Know nothing else about it. can I say? She's a long way up, but beautiful spot. The weather's cleared, which I was hopeful of. Even on a Tuesday lunchtime, it is so busy up there. So my recommendation is do it midweek, do it early. Could go for a dip, but I don't want to walk back entirely wet. So Kauri dieback is quite significant of an issue in the upper North Island, for those that aren't familiar, and in recent years a number of tracks in the Kaimais, so Tauranga Bay Plenty, and north in the Auckland and Greater Auckland area have been closed to try and protect some of these giants of the forest from a disease that I don't believe a great deal is known about, but like a lot of things, it's transferred through dirty gear. That's why they have these boot washing stations and so on. So a new addition to the kit today is the shittiest dry bag money can buy. It means I can bring everybody else's shit out of the bush and also get a bit of an idea of just how bad it is. Apparently there's glowworms, but I put my head in and couldn't see any. As luck would have it, the batteries on my headlamp are not as charged as I would like, so this could suck. For the most part, you can stand up in there. I did check that the light on my iPhone was going to be enough. Show my headlamp fail, not completely silly, but you definitely wouldn't want to do it without a light that you're comfortable walking in the pitch black with. It's half a kilometre. They got the heart rate up. So, standing just here, could have sworn that I parked the Land Rover there. Very hard to see how one of these vehicles could block it out. I got to here and realised that it's most certainly not there. Very calmly thinking about the walk back to reception, and fuck me, parked it over here. It's going to be a good day. The Ngā track in the Kaimai forest is one of many old tram lines and can become incredibly boggy after rain. Fortunately for us, we'd timed it well to avoid this feature. After approximately an hour and a half, we reached an unmarked junction. We turn off on a locally maintained track. Marked by tape and guided by an experienced guide. Thanks, Mum. It made it easy to follow. Such a peaceful spot, I couldn't help myself but to engage in the old pastime of coffee with a view. So the river continues along and meets up with the Leyland O'Brien tram line. There's a couple of branches, but if you stay to the left heading down it, meets up with the tram line. And allegedly there is a track that runs through. We're going to have a look, see what we can find. So the track completely disappears, or the markers do, and then there's sort of various routes up through there, but given we didn't come prepared for bush bashing and all-day navigation, made the call to turn around and go back the way we came and come back another day a little more prepared. Taken us 35 minutes to get as far as we did and 5 minutes to get back. So that's an indication that we're making the right decision. So we're here. Yesterday we were up here and did this sort of route down to here. Sounds pretty, but it'll get it out. Pretty confident I'll hear it if it falls off. Or it'll be like those cartoons where they're rolling barrels down the stairs for people to trip over. Nice little clearing. Makes me want to crack out the tarp, but not today. So the forecast rain arrived as expected, leading to a typical foggy and wet trip over the Kaimai range as I headed south. With the weather forecast looking terrible everywhere, I took a long way home, hoping to find adventure along the way, and maybe even prolong the inevitable making it home by just one more night. As with most of the trip, I stumbled across things that I weren't expecting to see, such as the Arapuni power station and the swing bridge that was built to allow the workers access from the village on the other side. While I wasn't expecting to see it, the same can't be said in regards to the Japanese during World War II, the power station having been painted in camo and adorned in vegetation. This could potentially be the tunnel that originally sparked my interest in tunnels. I first came through this tunnel, probably the first tunnel I ever went through, when I was about 6, and it was always one of the highlights of the trip between Hamilton and New Plymouth. Just disappointing not to be able to walk through it, but here we are. Safety or something of the sort, I imagine. So it is my understanding that the road originally went around the Mount Messenger tunnel, then the tunnel was constructed as a 1 lane, then in the 80s it was made 2 lane. I don't know what remains of the old road alignment. There's the beginnings of the new road alignment. I don't know what they have in store for this road once the new road alignment goes through, whether it's going to be possible to view this tunnel, see any of the tracks surrounding it or otherwise. So I'm having a bit of a look now while I have the opportunity. So that's the walk-in work site, and then firearms 3 days early, so that doesn't apply. We'll have a quick scoot around the tunnel. It's quite a controversial project because it's untouched bush at the bottom of the valley, but as part of it they are doing a lot of restorative work. Nothing caught in there. Won't go down here, but things are working, getting possums. It's a good start. So really excited to see where this all leads. The restorative work that's been done on the Awakino tunnel since that was bypassed seems to have brought in a lot of bird life while I was there today, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully this does the same and it's kept up. Let's get around this tunnel. A little bit hard to make out, but this corner here, to the best of my memory, is unfinished. The intention, to my understanding, was the road was going to go straight through here and this corner wasn't going to exist. But during the construction, which would be in the late 80s, a bulldozer driver died during the works. His machine fell off the bluff, or fell off the cliff, and he died as a result. As a result of that, they would never do any more works on this side of Mount Messenger, and nothing more has ever been done this side of the tunnel. I would love it if somebody has some more knowledge on that, because I were about 5 or 6 at the time, but I remember that very clearly. It would also be really interesting if anyone's able to point me in the direction of any official information on that, because I'd love to know how much of a bearing that has on the road being chosen to go through the route that it is currently. But a very interesting piece of road, and quite significant for me.
I'll leave you with one small thought for this trip. That is, if you don't grow together, you grow apart.